Hello. For those who are new here, welcome. I will introduce myself again. My name is Martina. I am 22 years old and I am from Italy. This is my second video on this channel. My first video was actually like a proper introduction of myself and of the reason why I decided to create a YouTube channel, which is that I am going to volunteer abroad in the Czech Republic to be exact, for 1 year, starting this year in September and ending in September 2022. So I really wanted to document my journey, my experience, and I thought filming it, recording it, could be a nice way to get memories, to get, I don't know, something to look back when the experience is over. So, the reason why I'm here again today is that I wanted to touch on a couple points that I did not include in my introduction video because I thought if I included them right then the video would be like 1 hour long and nobody wants that. I'm not that cruel that I would want you to listen to my voice for 1 hour. So yeah, I will try and be as coincides as possible in this video as well, but like there are no guarantees. So the big question that I would like to answer today is, why am I volunteering? Why am I doing it? And especially like, why am I doing it right now? Why am I doing it abroad? What is the thinking process behind this choice? Because at 22 I could be doing a lot of stuff. I could be continuing my studies, I could be finding a job, and instead I made like the conscious decision of doing this specific thing right now. To answer the question, I actually have to dive in a little bit on something way bigger, which is my general outlook on life, which sounds very serious and very boring, so I'm sorry, but again, I will try not to bore you too much. Let's start from what I think is the starting point of almost everything that we as people do, which is expectations. So, I'm of course only talking about myself. I'm not generalizing my experience too much. So, this is of course only related to me and my life, let's say. So, I don't want anybody to think that I believe these expectations to be general or universal, because of course that's not what I mean. But for me, for myself, my the expectations that other people have and the expectations that I've been taught to believe in are that I should finish high school, get a bachelor's degree, get a master's degree in the same field of my bachelor's, do that as quickly as possible and as efficiently as possible. After that, find a job in the same field of my bachelor's and my master's, build a career so that I can advance socially, like from a lower position to a higher position in society, and get a higher salary, get better benefits, or whatever, and then keep doing that job, getting maybe promotions, or always trying to step forward, always trying to be competitive, and always trying to reach further and further so that I can get a better and better life. This basically until I die, and then the game is over, I guess. So, in order to do this, there are like a couple of requirements. One requirement is that I know what my goals are and that I always focus on them and that I always do everything that I do so that I can reach them in the future, of course. Another thing that is really important is that I don't lose time because I need to get there competitively. I don't know if that word is pronounced like that, but it's like a competition, because if I don't get there in time, there will be other people who will be quicker than me or better than me, and they will get that thing instead of me. So I have to do it without losing focus, without losing time, without losing uh, without losing the way. There's no space and time for exploring other paths, maybe going back. There's no time for um, changing my mind. It's all very goal oriented. And I know that when you put it like this, it sounds very logical and it sounds very reasonable, because, yeah, I mean, this is what you're supposed to do in life, right? That's what you're supposed to do well in life. But I do have a couple of problems with this way of thinking. So, in the context of those expectations that I already talked about, I believe that almost everybody these days is taught to believe that every single step in life is part of a more complex master plan that is directly directed towards getting a good social position, social recognition, wealth, benefits, whatever a person might desire. And of course, to some extent, I agree with this, because people should have goals, people should have dreams, people should work hard to achieve what they want and what they desire from life. Of course, people should do that. But the whole mentality around this effort and this hard work, that's what I don't agree on. And that's what is problematic to me. And that's because, again, I don't want to generalize, so I'm not saying that every single person is doing this. I'm not saying that I'm like special and I'm the only one aware of this, because I know that there are a lot of people who are out there doing great, following their dreams, and I'm very happy for them. I'm truly very happy for every single person out there right now who is doing what they want to do and they're doing well at it. But I see around me, both in real life and on the internet, a lot of people who are profoundly dissatisfied with the place and time where they find themselves in their life. They study something that they don't really enjoy, because then it will give them access to some training that they will hate, so that then they will get a job that they're not passionate about, so that then they can get whatever benefits or satisfaction that they expect to get from that job. But the point is, even if they do get benefits and satisfaction at the end of the road, for like 10, 20, whatever years, they were miserable. Like, I don't know how you can call that a win. If you spend your 20s and 30s and 40s just being miserable, just hating what you do, or not even hating, because hate is a strong feeling, but if you spend 10, 20, 30 years of your life being dissatisfied, feeling like what you're doing is not important, what you're doing is not like bringing you joy, if you live half of your life like this, then whatever benefits you get eventually when you're like 50 or 60, like, how can that be worth it? If you look at things like this, then every single step in life stops mattering, if not in light of that future hypothetical goal and future and hypothetical satisfaction. And I do not want that. I want every single step in my life today to matter today. And people have called me naive for this. They have told me, like, oh, you will understand when you're older. Oh, the path you pave right now is what you will have when you're old, and you will have to rely on that. So you have to build strong foundations now. And yeah, again, I agree, but I don't believe that like future happiness should come by neglecting my present happiness. I believe that both of those things can be worked on at the same time. So, where am I going with this rant? Because, like, I get heated when I talk about things that I care about, so I know it might seem like a rant from an outside perspective, and I'm sorry, I'm just like very passionate about things. The ultimate goal for me is to build a life path that is made up of single experiences and single journeys, or whatever you want to call them, that both matter in the long run and in the present. So, after all this talking, let's see how that reflects my life decisions, and like what does it have to do with me doing like a volunteering experience, even though you probably have already guessed where I'm going. So the first time that I really had to um, make a big decision for myself that had to count both in the present and in the future was when I decided, first of all, to go to university, because it's not like a given. A lot of people don't go. But also, I had to decide what to study, of course. So, when I finished high school in 2018, I actually already knew what I wanted to study, and I had known for a while, like maybe 1 year and a half or 2 years even. So, I already knew that I wanted to study anthropology, and I already knew that I wanted to study at the University of Bologna. When I started telling people that I wanted to study anthropology, I did not get people like who looked down on me or who openly criticized me, but I got a lot of people who asked me stuff like,
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, totally. But just a question, if you don't mind me asking, like, what is it that you can do after? Like, what is it that you can do with that degree? Is it like a teacher? Are you going to be a teacher? Do you have any job opportunities or like?
it was annoying, and I'm grateful, like absurdly grateful, that I did not let all of that questioning sway my decision, because in the end it was like the best thing that I could have done. I got my bachelor's degree in anthropology just like I wanted. And even though in high school I was like an average student, I was like top of my class in basically all of my courses at university because I just loved anthropology so much. So, anthropology, good choice. Amazing choice. And yeah, I mean, that's how I graduated in the like shortest time possible in Italy uh with honors. And that was like one of the proudest moments of my life, because I really liked something. I really wanted to succeed in something. I put all my energy in it, and I succeeded, and I was happy. You see, this is what I'm talking about. To me, university was not a means to an end. It was not something that I had to do in order to get a specific job. It was an experience by itself. Like if tomorrow I decided to work at a supermarket and never study again, university would still have been an amazing choice for me. And here we go back to expectations. When I finished my degree so quickly, so successfully, everybody and their uncle expected me to jump right to my master's degree so I could finish my studies in as little time as possible. And of course, they expected me to like excel at my master's degree too. And that's when I surprised everybody by saying, "Hello, I'm taking a year off." Yeah. Hello. It is the next day. Yesterday I kinda like ran out of daylight. It was getting very dark in here, and I also had to leave, so I decided to cut the video and start again tomorrow from, where I left. Yesterday, I left off by saying that I decided to take a year off. And the reason for that is that, I simply do not care about rushing to finish my studies, and I do not care to get first place in this like imaginary race where you have to reach every single goal as fast as possible. So, what I actually care about is that when I am done with this period of my life that I would probably like consider and call my youth, I want to be able to look back and honestly say that I have no regrets because I actually followed the dreams that I had and I did all of those things that I wanted and dreamed of doing. And like, I don't want to rush. Instead of rushing, I want to waste. And yeah, I'm gonna call it waste because that's what people tell me half of the time. I'm going to waste as much time as I want with journeys, with new discoveries, with exploring new paths, new possibilities, with personal growth, with moments that will count in the long run and that will make me a better person, a more self aware person, a more mature person. All of this, I want this rather than quick results. And when I started years and years ago to consider all the things that I wanted to do, because I like to plan ahead and I want to have like a clear picture of the things that I want to do in the following years. So when I started to plan ahead, I already knew that volunteering was one of those experiences that I just could not miss. And when I started telling around that I wanted to volunteer abroad, people were very enthusiastic about the abroad part. They were like, oh my God, it's so cool, yeah. But then they were not as enthusiastic about the volunteering part. A lot of them, like if I had to guess what they were thinking, a lot of them probably thought that it would be better to work abroad for 1 year. And for one simple reason that working makes money, and volunteering does not make money at all. And of course, I'm not saying that those people are like bad or that they don't understand. No, all I'm saying is that we live in a social environment in which everything that you do has to be profitable. As soon as you're not making money, you feel like you're not contributing to society, you're not contributing to the economy, and so you become a loser, you become basically useless. And I know what a lot of people are thinking, like, oh yeah, of course we need to make money because otherwise, like, how can we buy food? How can we pay for our houses? But that's not what I'm talking about. Like, of course, like, primary needs should be met. But a lot of time, this mentality, this idea that every single thing that you do should make profit does not come from need, because I see a lot and a lot of people who are wealthy and have this mentality. They will not like lift a finger if it doesn't have a comeback in money. And again, I'm not saying that they're bad people. I'm just saying that this is what we are always being taught. Like, if you're not making money from an activity, why are you doing it? Why are you wasting your time with that? The reason why volunteering looked so appealing to me is that it's one of the few experiences left that does not in any way, shape, or form revolve around money. There are some exceptions to this, like some volunteering projects and groups that are now making a profit of volunteering, but let's not talk about that because that's another kind of worms for another day. I'm just talking about volunteering, like generally. In a world that is so focused on getting every single person to be as individualist as possible, always thinking about what we are getting out of this, where we are going with this, like how is it going to benefit us. For me, volunteering is kind of like a desperate attempt to get out of this thinking pattern and do something not because it will like benefit me, but just because I believe it is a good thing. And please don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here like pretending that I'm Mother Teresa or something, like saving the world with my bare hands because I'm just so good. That is not what I'm going for. Um, I am going to benefit from this experience as well, and I will not make any effort to hide that because, like, of course I will. Of course. So it cannot be a 100% selfless decision. Thanks to this experience, I will have the possibility to travel. I will have the possibility to live abroad, and these have always been like great passions of mine, like traveling, seeing new places, living in other countries. So this is a big win for me, for myself as a person. I will also have the possibility to spend so many great and amazing moments with the other volunteers in the Czech Republic. I will have the possibility to learn a new language, discover a new culture, like eat new foods, see new cities, do a lot of things. And I believe that if I try hard enough to adapt and to get the best out of the situation, I will have an amazing time. So, of course, that is also for me. I will have a lot of like comeback from this experience. So, absolutely, I am not a saint. I am getting a lot from this volunteering job, and I will never try and hide that. But I want to believe in my heart that if it was only about learning a new language, if it was only about traveling, I would not be doing this. I would find a simpler, like an easier way to go around that. I want to believe in my heart that the real, like the more profound reason why I wanted to volunteer was because, like, at the end of the day, I wanted to do something that could help people, that could make a positive impact in the world. That's the bottom line, that's the like ultimate reason why I'm doing this. I truly want to leave a mark in in a community, in someone else's life, and I want to be able to know that I made a difference. It doesn't matter how small, it doesn't matter if it's only like in one single person. I just want to know that I could do something and that other people could benefit from it. And so yeah, I mean, here you have it. uh, I hope that all of this talking did not bore you too much. I'm very sorry if this is like very long and not very interesting, and I'm sorry if I got like a little preachy at moments. But like I tried my best to get my points across without getting lost in everything that I wanted to say. Um, and I hope now you can understand a little bit why I'm doing this, what what are my intentions, and what is my thinking process behind all these decisions that I'm making in this moment in my life. And yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And I hope I will see you again. The next video will be more lighthearted. I swear I will not be here like talking and talking and talking again. um so that's it. Bye guys.